Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Well, it looks like it's more bad news for the Disney Star Wars Rey movie out there now, because it looks like it's not only been delayed, and it actually might end up being replaced with another movie on the little time schedule that Disney has for its Star Wars movies out there. Because guess what? More production hell is going on in the background, because this movie cannot keep anybody attached to at this point. I think we're through like 3 writers at this point, and I'd imagine, according to a lot of the rumors out there, that Shimon Chinoy might not be long for actually being attached to the movie for very much longer either. And boys and girls, this is just an absolute production hell, and it's going to be another sign out there that this movie may not ever happen. And if it does, it's going to be delayed for quite a long time, and is going to miss its window of December 2026 for the next Star Wars movie release. And it looks like we've already got what it'll end up being replaced by as well. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com. We've also got another one over here as well, talking about both of these, this little situation over here, and how this Rey movie could end up being replaced by something else, because we're going to combine all this and it actually makes sense, and they all kind of line up with each other as well. So we're going to check out both of these articles. We're going to get in all the juicy details and show you why it looks like that the Rey movie is going to end up being delayed again, most likely onto an indefinite hold, and why we already have another Star Wars movie that looks like it's going to be coming out in its place in December of 2026. So we're going to check out these articles. We're getting all of the juicy details and see exactly what these rumors have to say and how they line up with stuff we've heard up in the past, and it actually makes sense, especially concerning Disney Star Wars' history when it comes to this kind of stuff. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Does this surprise you at all? Do you think this Disney Star Wars Rey movie will ever even actually come to fruition at this point, or do you think it's probably better for all of the fans out there for this thing to never actually happen? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. All right, from thatparkplace.com. Report: Daisy Ridley and Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's new Jedi Order screenwriter exits the Star Wars project. Dun dun dun. A report from Matt Maloney at Puck claims that Stephen Knight, who had been tapped to write the film after Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson were dumped from the project. Like I said, we've already gone through 2. Now we're through the 3rd writer on this movie. This movie is not going to happen anytime soon, boys and girls. Daisy Ridley had been in interviews in the past talking about how she was supposed to get a script imminently, and that was back in like March earlier of this year, how she expected they might even be able to start filming next year out there. And yeah, considering the fact that they've just lost another writer, I don't think this is going to happen. Maloney added, Lucasfilm is now hunting for a new writer on the Jedi Order, which is almost certainly means the film will not be ready by December 2026, the date Disney had staked out for a Star Wars release. So now everybody's off the new Jedi Order film project. They don't even have a writer, but they've already got a slot slated for December of 2026 for a Star Wars release. Well, it sounds like it definitely won't be the Rey movie, and I'm sure Kathleen Kennedy is just over the moon about that one, boys and girls. The report came following Daisy Ridley claiming that things were evolving with the film during a recent screening for her film Magpie. She added, I continue to be very excited. There will be an update soon. Oh, really? Well, it sounds like she's trying to keep a bright and shiny soldier face forward. But if you've just lost another writer and you have nobody out there trying to fill the void for this kind of thing, yeah, it doesn't sound like we'll be getting anything absolutely soon at all. As far as Knight being off the project, this is not surprising. Back in September, Scooper Entertainment analyst WW Pro, who has an extremely accurate track record, speculated that Knight had moved on, given he had announced that he plans to open a studio in Los Angeles to film Peaky Blinders. Knight told BBC, I'm going to open a Digbath Lock studio where people can go and look at what we're doing, see pictures, decks, and videos of what's happening, so people in LA can experience what we're doing at Digbeth. Following this report, Pro speculated he's wrapped up in opening a studio. That's no small endeavor, and our understanding that he's supposed to be working with the Rey movie, with Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, with Lucasfilm, that could be an ongoing process. It seems to us, Lorne, and again, we could be wrong here, but it seems to us that now we're going to be working on Peaky Blinders thing, and that makes us wonder if either the Rey movie has been delayed such that he can work on this for years and years and years and come back to it later, or he's been removed and nobody knows it yet, which would not portend well for the Rey movie movie either. So that's what we're being led to believe, that perhaps the Rey movie has experienced even more hiccups. And now it looks like essentially that has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. And they go on with a lot of the rest of their speculation and stuff like that. If you want to check out the full article, go over there and check all of that stuff out now as well. But it looks like this lines up with exactly what Pro speculated with as well. Because yeah, anybody that's opened any kind of business, whether it be a studio or anything, has been involved in the launching of new business. You know you are not going to have any spare time. You're not going to have any free time to write any of this kind of stuff. And now with this over here, it looks like this will probably end up taking that December 2026 spot. Because James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi Star Wars film could shoot next year, as Daisy Ridley claims her Rey film is evolving. Well, losing all of your screenwriters is definitely one way to say it's evolving. Things are definitely clearly changing over there, whether that's evolution for good or bad. Well, I guess we'll end up finding out. So it is rumored that James Mangold's Star Wars film, focused on the creation of the Jedi Order, could begin shooting as early as next year. This rumor comes amid Daisy Ridley sharing that things are evolving for her Rey frame. Screen Rant reports, Screen Rant, boys and girls, this ain't some random scooper from out there on the internet out there. This is Screen Rant. Reports that Ridley provided an update on her Star Wars film during the early screenings of the recent Magpie. Things are moving forward. I continue to be very excited. There will be an update soon. It's unclear what this means, but Ridley has commented throughout the Star that she's not seen a script for the film, but she chose to return to Rey after hearing The Breakfast with Collider, all of this other kind of stuff as well. But this is where we want to get into the things that we've got going on. While Ridley claimed that her film is evolving, a new rumor from Daniel Richmond via World of Real, who has a very good track record, claims that Jan Mangold's Origin of the Jedi Order film could begin filming as early as next year. World of Real's Jordan Rumsey reports, Daniel Richmond is saying that after Complete Unknown, Mangold's set to shoot in the Star Wars movie Dawn of the Jedi, and it could happen as early as next year. And if he's actually got his script done, if all of that's worked out well, which it sounds like from everything we've heard from all of the reports, and that's all the stuff that they go over here in the background and talk about all this kind of stuff. He wants to take audiences deep in the past. Essentially, you want to do like a 10 Commandments version of Star Wars, be it like its origin story, be like the origin of the Force and how it's connecting with all that kind of stuff. So it sounds like he has plenty of ideas. He had this idea set up from the beginning, and it sounds like his script and all that stuff is actually done. So it would make sense for the Rey movie to get delayed, to get pushed back on indefinite hold until they can actually find a writer that can give a script that will make Kathleen Kennedy happy. And considering the kind of woke psychopath she is out there, I'd imagine there's a lot of people who don't want anything to do with that kind of nonsense, and that might be one of the reasons why they're having so many problems with keeping writers around. Maybe they're just not making it wham and power strong enough to make Kathleen Kennedy happy. I have no idea what's going on with that Daisy Ridley movie and how much of an abomination will actually end up being, but it looks like now it has been pushed back and onto an indefinite hold because they have lost yet again another writer that they cannot keep around. They cannot keep anybody attached to this. And if a lot of the rest of the rumors be heard, it looks like the director might be gone soon too, which could make things even worse out there for this movie. There is like, it's looking like at this point, I'd be surprised if this movie ever actually came out. But man, it would be some serious egg on their face with Disney Lucasfilm having Daisy Ridley come out there, having her go around and do all these press tours and talk about all this stuff, and have her continually get asked by interviews about this. So when is this going to happen? Probably when they actually find a competent writer. But at the end of the day, Disney Star Wars is not going well. It is not in a good spot. It is considered a dead franchise by the majority of the fans out there. And we have no hope for a good movie coming out of anything for as long as Kathleen Kennedy is still there. And that's what we've heard from the reports before. We've heard that there's been some house cleaning at the House of Mouse. We heard about that happen with Pixar. We heard that happened over there at Marvel. But what we also heard is that absolutely nothing is changing over there at Disney Star Wars, over there at Lucasfilm, as long as Kathleen Kennedy is in charge. And as of right now, that lady ain't going nowhere. So boys and girls, this might be the best thing in the world for the Rey movie for it to either get indefinitely put on hold or canceled all the way outright. Because at the end of the day, this stuff is going to be disastrous dumpster fires. And now it looks like it's been replaced by another movie, helping confirm that this movie will not be coming out anytime soon whatsoever. And guess what? That's hilarious. It's exactly the kind of piss poor management that we have seen out of Disney Star Wars over and over again over the last few years, and it looks like nothing is changing going forward. I don't know why it's such a pain in the butt to work over there, but I'd imagine it's all Kathleen Kennedy's fault, and at the end of the day, they will get exactly what they deserve.